Hi, I'm Leslie, and I'm doing my persuasive speech on medical marijuana. I have 3 other people, but I Skyped in my parents, so they're here. So my persuasive speech is on medical marijuana, and I am arguing the point for medical marijuana. So my introduction is most people frown upon the idea of marijuana just in general because they don't really know the background of it, and there are both good and bad points of it, but I'm arguing for the good points. And one of the good points is that you can't overdose on it because it's a plant. There's no like actual real chemicals in it besides THC, which just gives you that like fuzzy feeling, kind of like the high feeling. And a bad point is most people think it's a gateway drug because it could possibly lead on to other things, like other worse things, which as the studies I've seen, it doesn't lead to anything worse. So do you guys have friends that have like any medical issues like anxiety, cancer, or like seizures? Alright, so if you do, then medical marijuana is actually a very good idea for them because it's shown to help anxiety, cancer, seizures, and even insomnia. And for insomnia, it gets you really sleepy. It also helps eating disorders because it'll help you get in the mood to be hungry. It'll help you eat, so it'll help you gain the weight. It'll help you get the nourishment you need. It's been shown to help cause seizures, or not cause, I'm sorry, to stop the cause of seizures by, I think a study I read showed about 50%. And it's been shown in cancer to help the pain subside. It's to help it make it easier for the patients to just be a little bit more at ease. 3 major points I'm going to talk about are that a good idea would be doctors would need specialized IDs or permits in order to sell medical marijuana, so that way it doesn't really get out of hand. And that patients would also need special IDs or certification cards that show they're eligible to receive medical marijuana and that it's been prescribed to them by a certified doctor. And different forms of marijuana can come in oils and sprays and even topical solutions, so that you can rub it on your skin and it will get absorbed through there. And last is that there have been a lot of advocates that have been appearing, like major organizations that have been for the use of marijuana medically to help people with chronic illnesses. So a little bit of history behind medical marijuana is a lot of people don't know history about it and why it became legalized. And so according to a Mark Burnett and Amanda Raymond's article on why it became illegal, about the 1900s after the Mexican Revolution, more Mexican immigrants started migrating here, and they actually brought medical marijuana, or just marijuana in general, or as other people know, cannabis, to here. But a lot of things that people don't know is marijuana was actually found a lot already in household items, like for medicines and just general items. So a need for this would be doctors would need a specialized license in order to prescribe the marijuana, and that way, like I said, it wouldn't get out of hand. It would be a little bit easier to help like states and federal places distribute it, so they know specific places it's going to, they know specific quantities, and they know how much is being dealt out. And it also has been shown to help those with HIV and AIDS. It's also been helped to decrease their pain, which a decent amount of people do have this disease, and it does mature from certain things, so that definitely helps them. And the different forms, there's marijuana doesn't always have to come with THC in it, and it also depends on how the marijuana has been used and how it's been grown. So you don't always need marijuana that has the THC behind it, so it doesn't always have to give you that high or that fuzzy feeling. It can give you those effects without that and just give you the relief that you need. And again, the marijuana, the THC, depends on how the marijuana's been prepared and all that. And like I said, there's oils, there's sprays, there's the topicals. Those are all different ways that you can get medical marijuana in different forms, so that way it's easier for if an elderly person needs it for, let's say, seizures or maybe arthritis or something. If, let's say the typical solution is like the smoking way. So if they can't do that, if their lungs aren't that good, they can eat edibles, which have the specific amounts of marijuana in it. Excuse me. So that will make it easier for someone elderly or someone that's, let's say, a child to take it. And it gives peace of mind because by having medical marijuana, it provides other options than just taking pill after pill after pill, which has a lot of really bad side effects. Some even say, a lot actually even say death. So this is a really good alternative to do that. Again, it's easier options for younger children because you can give them a little bit of like the oil, you can give them like a cookie with the right amount in it, so that way it kind of calms the child down, it helps ease their pain, and it's not as difficult to give the child the medication they need. And also, only possible, I would say, quote unquote, negative effect is that people tend to abuse, or that they would tend to abuse marijuana because a great thing for this is if you have someone that has that is a patient that has been legitimately diagnosed with something, then they could possibly say they need more of like the marijuana, and they could possibly give it away to someone that doesn't need it. So that would be, I would say, the only real kind of abuse that you would have for that kind of solution. And then just a conclusion is by legalizing medical marijuana, it gives others with chronic illnesses other options for it, you know, with the different solutions like the topicals, the oils, instead of taking pills. And with anything, with legalizing something, there's going to be a lot of bias, a lot of opinions about it, and people are always going to stand their ground about what they think is right and wrong and all of that, and they're going to be those people that try and get it firmly banned. And then, although marijuana is still currently illegal in most of the United States, there could possibly be a time when it becomes legal in all the states, so that way it helps all of those throughout, you know, the 50 states with all those illnesses, and it helps get them peace of mind.
Yeah.